Hi. Welcome to Colorado. I know you're wondering why is she at the back door. Oh, because, I don't know, there's snow on the ground. It's May 20th. But here's what's great. I love spring snow. We've got at least 1.5 inches. It's super wet, and you can eat it. I mean, you can eat all snow, but spring snow is the good packing kind. Try to squeeze it between my fingers. That's why it looks like a peanut. But you can pack it. So, hypothetically, you could take some and put it in your freezer and make a snowball and throw it at your husband. Hypothetically. Okay, 2 things tonight. I swear I'm going to try to make it short, but you know how things go. Okay. Health update. Hobbies. Health update. So, for those of you keeping track, which I don't think anybody is, because I wasn't even. So the way my chemo works, so I'm on Erubulin or Halaven. So Halaven's the drug name. Erubulin is the drug name is Erubulin. The brand name is Halaven. That's how my doctor says it. So anyway, that's the generic name is Erubulin. Anyway, so every cycle is Wednesday. I meet with my doctor. I have chemo on Thursday. I have chemo then again on Thursday with blood work. And then I'm off the following Thursday. So that 3-week period is a cycle, one cycle. So I started cycle 22 on, we'll call it last Wednesday. And then I had chemo on Thursday. The reason I say that, I had my blood work done Wednesday, and then I meet with my doctor like 10 minutes later, and all of it was kind of shitty. My red blood was really low. My calcium was amazing. Yay on that, but since I take calcium supplements, that's why. And you wonder why I can't edit these videos. It's because it would take me 4 hours to make one damn video. The dog and cat are chasing each other. It's fine. So red, bad, white was bad, and platelets were low. So typically my doctor cares more about my white blood count than any other blood result that I get. And I'm trying to block this light with my head, so I'm sorry if I'm not doing a good job all the time. But so my doctor checks my blood, and my white blood count this week was 1.0, which is the lowest. So normal people are in between like 4 and 12, I think. I need to get my blood report. I'll show it to you next time. But I was at 1. So 1.0 or 100. It depends on how your doctor pulls your numbers, what they'll tell you. But pretty much ANC is absolute neutrophil count. I had to think for a minute what the A stood for. So it's absolute neutrophil count, which basically means all of your cells have a life cycle. Your white cells, you have baby ones, and then you have mature ones, and then you have ones that are starting to die off. It's a cycle. I'm going to do the chicken dance in about a minute. So my white blood count, the ANC is what they look at, and they look at how many baby white cells I have that will then mature and become adult white cells so that they can kind of see how my cycles are going. And when your white blood count is at 1, it means that you don't have a lot of immunity to fight stuff off. So I get what my doctor calls quarantined, which basically means I can't go to Target or, well, not Target because I do go to Target. I'm not supposed to be in like really close proximity. So like we have kindergarten graduation on Friday, probably an event he would tell me to avoid. But he knows that if he tells me to avoid it, I'm still going to go. So he just tells me to be very careful and not touch anybody. So it becomes, so the problem is, serious, like all kidding aside, at that level, I would be extremely susceptible to every cootie bug in the world. And a little cold germ could turn into pneumonia and kill me. And I say that very like lightly, but that's kind of the reality of the situation. So in any event, the problem with that is because my blood was so low, my doctor had to do a dose reduction. And if it goes below 1, I can't have chemo. So sorry, I just dropped that on the computer. He is just cautiously aware of what my blood numbers are, and he's telling me so that I'm aware and I rest and I do all the great things I'm supposed to do, but also aware that we could be getting to the point where I can't have it. So we have to figure something out. So I'll know Thursday what I can do for chemo and all that stuff. But so that's my update. Tonight I want to talk about hobbies because for people that don't know me, if you would have asked me 5 years ago what my hobby was, I probably would have said traveling. I mean, I don't know if my kids can be considered a hobby, but for those of you that don't know me really well, and some people don't even know this about me, but now you get to know. I went to a 4-year university, and then I graduated in psychology, sociology. So I worked at a treatment facility when I graduated for about 8 months in Omaha called Holly. And it's a treatment facility for girls that either have drug abuse, violent issues, whatever. And it's kind of an alternative to being put into juvenile hall. Some of these girls are a little rough, but they're all very sweet. That was in fact my problem, is that I would take home every weight of these children home with me, and I just couldn't leave it at work and walk away. And some of these girls were suicidal. I just couldn't handle it. It was too much. So after that, in February of 2000, I started with UP Railroad and was there until March of 15. And then I was recruited by the Canadian Pacific Railroad and joined their sales team and did U.S. Rockies West. Well, it was pretty much U.S. oil and gas, and then it moved to Rockies West because I was exhausted from traveling. So CP had a policy of traveling 80% of the time, which everybody's like, oh, that's like 3 weeks out of the month. Well, it's actually 4 days out of the week, and that's about what I did. But to brag on myself a little bit, because my sister gets all these trips for being top salesman, I got commission, and I would take the commission. But the entire time I was at CP, well, the first 3 months didn't count because you're on probation. But after that, I was the top salesperson the entire time I was there, including when I was on disability. So I was kind of thinking like, I super rock because they're doing so good and I'm not even there. No, I just got lucky and there was a really good oil train that started moving and that killed it. Here's why I say that. It's because my life revolved around work, which was fine at the time. But now that I'm retired, I needed things to do. And I realized my husband golfed and he skied and he did other stuff. And I'm thinking, my God, I know how to clean the house and I can cook. But I wouldn't call that like stuff I would do on a Friday night if I was home alone. So I've picked up a hobby, which is gardening. And I say that because I don't even know what you call it when it's indoors. Is it still considered gardening if you're doing plants indoors? Anyway, I might be the plant lady now. Like the old lady that lives in the plant. That's going to be me. I'm just looking around and I have 6 looking at me right now. And I know there's like 6 in there. Go big or go home, I guess. But I say that because as moms, and this is like not even just stage 4, but as stage 4, we need more to do than just focus on cancer and treatment and laying around on the couch watching Game of Thrones, which is there's nothing wrong with, believe me. I'm only on season 7. Please don't spoil it. But I feel like my life got wrapped up in my kids and my work and everything else that I didn't really have much of an identity of myself and what I like to do, because I honestly would have said travel because it was what I did and I love doing it. But I didn't really have anything that at the end of the day I could say, I really enjoy doing this. Like, this is fun. Honestly, I would look at the airport and be like, that poor sap. It's overrated. Completely overrated. The perks are nice, but it's overrated. So anyway, I guess my thing is tonight is I encourage everyone, if you don't have a hobby, pick one up. My aunt paints a ton. She loves it. My sister now boats. She's always wanted to boat. She's got a boat. So I guess I would just say, pick something, anything. Get one plant. You don't have to buy 12. Just get one plant. And talk to it and love it. And I have a shamrock plant. This is my one plant. So this is my little shamrock plant. Here's what's cool about these guys. I'm just going to show you little tips that I've learned. They close at night. And then in the morning, they're big. I don't know how they know. Apparently they talk to the sun. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but there's 3 years of chemotherapy in this brain. And so this brain is not the same brain that I had when I was at work, which is why I have like a hard time getting concepts and sentences out. But I say that because I think it's just so important for each of us to have something else to focus on. And some of these plants, the reason I picked plants is I feel like there's something I don't have to take care of every single day. So if I'm not feeling good, but they're living things. And so if they do good, then I'm happy. And when they're not doing good, it gives me something to research and be like, okay, why is it not doing good? Otherwise, I would probably dwell on my blood work. I would probably be a little bit depressed about it, and I can't change it. I know people think that there's all these magical things you can do for your blood work. Yeah, you can raise your iron, you can raise some of your red, but white blood count, the only option is Neulasta, and I'm not eligible for Neulasta because you have to have 14 days between treatments, and I just don't. So, I would love for you guys to tell me what your hobbies are. Maybe because I might steal them. I also have worked on puzzles. I know you're like, wow, you're so talented. Yes, puzzles. And I'm trying to work on all the things that I should be doing, like scrapbooks for my kids and their baby books. Does it matter that my baby just turned 6? I have to show you this too. That's right. One of a kind. I should work on QVC, Leah, huh? My cousin Leah told me I should work on QVC. Yeah, I should. QVC. Corbin made me this for Mother's Day, and I love it. It's, being the OCD person that I am, it bothers me that it's not perfect, and it's not like white, clear, blue, blah, blah, blah. But my Corby made it, and I love it, and I would not change it, except for I need to somehow make it a little bit tighter, and I'm afraid that the elastic needs upgraded. Sorry, Miss Franco, but I don't think this elastic is going to last me very much longer. But I love it. So I say that because I think as moms and as dads, even you get your life wrapped around work, home, kids, wife, spouse, cleaning, everything. I think it's really important for everybody to have like a little piece. Maybe not golf, Jason, for 8 hours a day, or the PGA tournament that was just on for 4 days straight. Come on. I watched it, whatever. But have something of your own. I'm doing the walk in Boston this summer. That's kind of my thing. I feel like I'm trying to pick up things of my own and have my own identity. So I challenge each of you. And then tell me what you're doing, because maybe I'll want to do it too. I'll let you know blood numbers next time. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the feedback. We were going to do a question one, and then none of my friends could get together because finding a date was really hard. So we're still going to do that. And if I think of other things, I will definitely include them. But pick a hobby. Do something for yourself, no matter who you are. But even if it's just in the evening for 10 minutes, watering plants, it's something. So, okay. Love you guys. We'll talk soon. Hopefully no snow.